Well, it's that time again. Time for Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And continuing on with baffling mysteries. This time we have the Phantom Snow Queen. So maybe if I take one more practice jump, I'll get rid of this silly fear that's come over me the past few days. Maybe I'm beginning to believe Ray's publicity about my torchlight death leap. Hey, who's that coming down the ski slope? It was the night before the opening of the annual Winter Carnival at Snowtop Lodge in New Hampshire. It was a pretty night, clear and cutting cold. Yet, as Irma Monroe trudged up the steep approach to the top of the ski jump, she was filled with a fearful foreboding, and to her the night seemed too still. The air charged with some mysteriously chilling force. The high, full moon seemed to her to be a menacing thing, spotlighting the unknown terror and dread that seeped through her. It's one of the guests. The idiot must have found my stack of torches at the top. He's trying my death leap. He'll be killed. Well, dead already. Paralyzed with fear, Irma shouted for the foolhardy skier to turn off the approach far before he reached the jump. Then, as the black-shrouded figure zoomed past, a death's head! But it couldn't be! The fool must be wearing a rubber mask of some kind. Oh yeah, more than likely. What a beautiful, perfect jump. Maybe whoever the fool is will be lucky and make a safe landing. Then, right before Irma's terror-filled eyes, she saw the black-clad skier lose his balance. He pinwheeled awkwardly in the still night air as a sudden shadow shrouded the moon. A shrill death scream shattered the icy silence. Yay! Oh, he can't possibly survive that fall. I've got to go down there and see if he's still alive, then go for help, As Irma raced with thudding heart toward the ski jump landing stretch for a few minutes, thick shrubbery obscured her view of the scene when she broke out into the clear again and stared wild-eyed toward the spot where the crumpled body should have sprawled. He's gone. I don't understand. But her relief soon changed to shaking terror that sent shivers down her spine. I'm sure this is the spot where he landed, yet the snow is fresh, unbroken, just as though no one had fallen. But I saw it happen. He couldn't have skied down this slope without leaving tracks, but there isn't a sign the whole length of the approach. I must have been imagining it, but these torches I found at the scene of the crash, they're real. I'll have to tell Ray that I can't go through with the torchlight death leap. This thing that happened tonight must have been a death omen, a final warning that I'll be killed if I continue to do this dangerous stunt. Yeah, probably. I don't know. But why can't you... Well, wait. But why do you want to cancel the jump, Irma? What happened out there tonight? I can't give you any sensible reason, Ray. Please don't question me any more. Later that night... Oh, that man, he never... Anyway, another tossing, sleepless night. I can't stand it, especially after what happened tonight. Maybe I am losing my mind. In a few minutes, the fear tortured Irma made up her mind. She would go to New York, consult her uncle, a noted psychiatrist. He would help her. I don't dare wake Ray and tell him. I'll just go and leave him a note of explanation. Well, wouldn't the note tell him also? Anyway. But as Irma opened the door and stepped out into the windy, snow-swept night, a draft caught up her note and tossed it into the log fire. I can catch the 3 a.m. train from town and be in New York in the morning." The next morning, when Ray Monroe found his wife gone, he searched for her, panic-stricken. "I wouldn't worry about her, boss. She'll probably be back tonight for the opening of the Winter Carnival. She wouldn't miss that." All that day, guests poured into the snow-topped lodge for the opening of the famous Winter Carnival, attracted by the vast publicity given to Irma's torchlight death leap, a daring new stunt. But that night, "Irma isn't here, and I'll have to announce that the death leap's been canceled." But before Ray could make his announcement, "There's Irma Monroe up at the top of the run now, ready to start down." "It's Irma, all right. She must have got back at the last minute and gone straight to the top of the run. I knew she couldn't really lose her nerve and let me down." The huge Winter Carnival crowd watched in breathless awe as the torch-lit figure in white swooped down at breakneck speed bad choice of words toward the precipice. High jump structure. "Atta girl, honey, you're terrific." For a moment, I thought she wasn't going to make it. Whew, maybe Irma's right, and this night jump is too dangerous. I won't let her take it again. As Ray fought his way through the crowd towards his wife, he ignored his calls. She ignored his calls and pushed away from him without turning back. "Irma, come back here. I want to talk to you. Can't you hear me? Come back. Irma, where are you going?" Ray Monroe ran into the grove of trees after his wife, but he couldn't find her. Irma seemed to have vanished like a wraith into the cold night air. And then he took a leak in the snow. "She's probably embarrassed about running out on me last night. She'll come back to the lodge when she calms down." But Ray was wrong. Hours went by and Irma didn't return. "Poor Ray. He's so worried about Irma. There is something strange about this. Nobody drove her to the station in town. She just seems to have disappeared." "Where is she? What is wrong? What happened to her?" "I don't know." "Mr. Monroe, I don't understand it. I've just come from cleaning off the ski run, and they're not there. There isn't any." "Isn't any what, Joe?" "You know how I always smooth out the tracks after someone uses the run?" "No, but I'll take your word for it." "Well, I went to do that after Irma's jump, but there were no ski tracks, not one mark in the smooth snow, just as though nobody had come down that slope." "Nonsense, Joe. That's impossible. Either somebody's playing a joke on you, cleaning off the snow before you got there, or else your eyes are going bad. Blindness, here you come." "Oh, sorry about that." "I tell you, nobody was there before me, and there weren't any ski tracks." Ray Monroe managed to laugh off the old man's odd story while being panicked about his missing wife. But that night, when Irma didn't return, he didn't sleep a wink. The next day, she's still not back, but she might show up at the last minute again tonight in time for her jump. If she does, this time she won't get away from me. And that night, just as Ray was again about to announce cancellation of Irma's torch-lit death leap, there she is again, at the last moment. But tonight, as the white-clad skier zoomed past Ray's tower, the cowled head turned toward him and revealed, "Whoops."
"I've lost weight, honey."
"What? It's not Irma. That's a death's head inside her cowl. But that's ridiculous. I must be seeing things." Well, yeah. "I'll make sure this time that I get to her before she can get away. Hey, look out! She's falling. Something's gone wrong. Irma! Is she still alive?" "Yes, Ray, but unconscious and badly hurt. That was a terrible blow she took."
Oh, it's Irma. About all we can do is make her comfortable until the ambulance gets here from town.
Doc, when we get inside, leave her alone. Leave me alone with her. I'm gonna want to do things with her. Maybe if I talk to her, it will break through and help her to regain consciousness. Irma, try to hear me. It's Ray, Irma. Wake up. Tell me you're going to be all right. A little while later, it's no use. She doesn't respond. When Ray and the others turned back inside, they found that Irma had vanished. They searched the cabin, but there was no place she could be hiding, and all windows were nailed shut. Jeez, keeping her prisoner, huh? She's gone. How could she get out without us seeing her? I just turned my back, and now she's gone.
Say, what's that white card on the bed? That wasn't there before.
Tremblingly, Ray Monroe picked up a hospital histories chart and read, Mercy Hospital patient Irma Monroe, fall from hotel, no type of elevator. Severe head and spinal injuries, details on the reverse side of chart. Patient was brought here in a coma, has remained in it for 24 hours. Frightened, confused, Ray Monroe called the hospital in New York. I'm quite sure there's no mistake, sir. We do have a patient answering your description. A Mrs. Irma Monroe, who was injured as you described. I see. Thank you.
But it's ridiculous, Ray. We all saw her take the jump last night and tonight. We carried her here a little while ago, injured.
I don't care what you say or think. I'm going to New York, to Irma. She needs me.
Well, all right then.
As his train roared through the bleak night, Ray Monroe pondered the weird and bizarre happenings that had occurred to him and his wife during the past 48 hours. He tried, but could find no logical explanation for them. The next morning in Irma's room at the Mersey Hospital.
But your wife couldn't have taken those ski jumps the last 2 nights. She's been right here all that time unconscious, with a nurse always present. You must have seen someone else.
But it was Irma. I don't expect them to believe or understand, but I know. Suddenly, at the sound of Ray's voice, Irma stirred. She looked up at her husband. She spoke, and there was an eerie, ghost-like sound to her voice, and an otherworld look to her smile.
Ray, honey, I knew you'd come. How did you like those jumps I made? Darling, I didn't disappoint you after all, did I?
Why, it's almost a miracle. She regained consciousness and seems 100% improved.
What is he talking about? Ray, what did I just say? I don't remember now.
It doesn't matter. Forget it and go to sleep now, Irma.
Go to sleep? She just came out of a coma. You think it's wise to let her sleep?
Yeah, let her sleep. Nice normal sleep. That will rest you up.
Her pulse and respiration are normal again, Mr. Monroe. There's no question about her recovering now. Your finding out about her accident and getting here saved her life.
Yes. Ray Monroe did not understand the strange chain of events that had wrought this miracle. I don't understand it either, but whatever. And doubted that he ever would. No, he won't. But he was grateful and accepted the circumstances as one of those strange, out-of-this-world happenings beyond the knowledge of mere man. The end. Well, yeah. Her overwhelming fear caused her to project her spirit in the Death Leap jump, in the form of the vision she had had before, while she was in a coma in the hospital after her elevator accident or whatever. And now that explains the whole thing. See, it's just as simple as that. Next week, we'll take a look at The Lady Was a Tiger. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you then for another exciting episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics.